Good morning, everybody. Good Erev Shabbos. I'm Naomi Nachman, and this is Table for Two on the Nachum Segal Network. I am very excited to be here in the studio today. Can I just say one little sentence? I've got to get it off my chest. I hate snow. Can I say that? I hate snow. 20 years the first 15 years in America, I was fascinated. I loved the snow, but now I've had enough. If I look at one more snowfall, I'm going to die. I can't take it. But we have made the best out of it. We have done some great cooking during all these crazy snow days. So good Shabbos, good Erev Shabbos, everybody, now that I've got that off my chest. And I am right here. We managed to get to the Lower East Side, and I'm joined by ZK, and our amazing guest today is going to be Sarah Klinkowitz, and you're going to hear a great interview that I took earlier in the week at Mason and Mug out in Brooklyn. But firstly, for those of you who don't know me, are just tuning in, I'm Naomi Nachman. I'm about all the food all the time. I love food. I love to shop for it, cook it, eat at restaurants, anything food related. I'm a kosher personal chef. My business is called the Aussie Gourmet. I give cooking classes. I cater for people for Shabbat. Yom Tov, Pesach gets its own mention because it's only like 59 days away or so. Yes, I'm freaking everyone out. Small parties or anytime you don't feel like cooking, I'm your girl. So just stick with me for the next hour or so and hear about our cooking adventures, our kosher food traveling, and sharing of great food ideas and recipes each week. But I also want to hear about your experiences too. So feel free to email me at naomi@nachumsegal.com. You can join my fan page on my Facebook. It's called the Aussie Gourmet. Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and you can also join my newsletter. So our show is going to be great. It is sponsored by the amazing hot dogs of Abel's and Hyman. We taste better. And I have been experimenting with some great hot dog recipes for Pesach. So that's really exciting. Happen to be a big hot dog lover, so that really works out well. Always looking for a new Pesach challenge. So yes, you can eat Abel's and Hyman hot dogs on Pesach. I've had some great food adventures this week, but we're going to talk about my adventures and what I did through my interview at Mason and Mug in just a few minutes. Just want to give a mention that I will be this coming Thursday, February 20th in Gourmet Glatt Emporium in Cedarhurst from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. I'm going to be doing a fish demonstration at the Aussie's Fish Counter in Gourmet Glatt. I hope people in the 5 towns can join us, or if you have some time on a Thursday afternoon, please come and join us. We'll be having tastings and recipes. It's going to be a lot of fun. The following week, I'll be in Teaneck and Borough Park as well. So it's very, very exciting to be able to talk with people and schmooze with people about how to eat interesting and healthy fish recipes. Let's talk about my crazy food adventure. You've heard me speak about it quite often in the last couple of weeks, especially with Brent Delman, the cheese guy. He was on a month or so ago. And we were talking about the restaurant Mason and Mug. It is a small plates wine bar. Okay, that was our interview at Mason and Mug. I hope everybody enjoyed it. You want to grab a fork and spoon and start eating. All the pictures, all the food that we spoke about, as I said during the interview, is going to be on my Instagram page. I'm just trying to work out how to do that right now while I'm talking. I might actually wait till the show is over at 10 o'clock. Okay, so my next guest is Sarah Klinkowitz. Now, why I thought about having Sarah right now, because I thought she makes chocolate, and kind of like the culture around us right now is flowers and chocolate. And I thought, chocolate, who am I going to have on the show? Who makes chocolate? Who makes amazing chocolate? And I thought of my friend Sarah Klinkowitz, who is a very talented she's a talented food blogger, and she's a talented chocolate maker. And I don't know if anyone can see all this chocolate that's around us, but ZK, we're going to be eating chocolate today. Sometimes it's cheese, sometimes it's salami, sometimes it's wine, but today it's chocolate. So we're very excited about that. How you doing? Welcome, Sarah.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Okay, can are we on? Are we good?
Yeah.
talk right into the microphone.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Our pleasure, our pleasure. It wasn't too crazy to get in today, right?
No, not at all.
Okay, good. I'm glad because you're coming from Brooklyn. So let's talk about, you do a couple of different things in the food industry. So let's talk a little bit about your blog.
Okay.
How long have you been doing it for?
Officially 2 years.
It is called?
It's called Food, Words, and Photos.
One word. Put it in as one word. Food, Words, Photos. And are you did you take photography classes?
Not officially, no.
Okay, but your photos are outstanding.
Thank you very much. I've gotten a lot of pointers as I've gone along from other bloggers who take amazing photos.
Okay, because you've clearly learned something really good, or you just have your own inner talent there. But
thank you very much.
Okay, so talk to me. What inspired you to start this blog?
It actually started from my previous job. Okay. I was working for a major appliance company, and they were actually looking to start a blog, and they were looking for someone who writes recipes and who cooks and whatever. And I said, I could do that for you.
Okay.
So I sent them like a few recipes, and they were like, they're really good. You should start your own blog. And I was
all right.
And
a blog is born.
I was really? And they were like, sure, why not? So they sort of taught me like how to use Twitter and how to blog and things like that. And it just sort of went from there.
Yeah, you're very social media savvy.
Thank God, yeah.
No, I think in this day and age in any business, whether you sell pencils or you cook for people, you need to be in social media. I think it's like not having your phone number in a directory. Like, right. I think it's
you in this day and age, you really need to have some sort of social media presence.
Yes, I like that word. They always call that social media presence. Okay, we try to make lots of presence in our industry. Okay, so you started this blog. Why Food Word? How'd you pick the name?
Basically, I wanted to represent my world of food in words and photos. I wanted to use pictures. I wanted to tell stories. I have a very strong culinary background, and I wanted to use all those different forms of media to express that.
Okay, I heard the word culinary background. What is your culinary background? Can you share that with us?
Sure. I started, my first job was actually in a restaurant when I was 14.
Oh, cool. What restaurant? In Brooklyn?
No.
Is it still around?
Probably not.
We didn't burn the place down, did we?
No.
Okay, good. Good for you at 14 working. Amazing.
Thank you. I also went to vocational school, which was part of my high school program.
Oh, amazing.
Where I went to public school in northern Pennsylvania, and you had a choice. Like, you could either go like the college track or you could go like the VOTEC track. And I decided that I wanted to take the VOTEC track and go into cooking. So I had 3 years of that. My instructors were from the Culinary Institute of America. They had graduated from there.
So you're learning from the best?
So I had really amazing instructors. In my junior year of high school, also, I did an entire year that was completely food-based, as in like food geography, food science, math.
Let's talk about food geography. Where food is found,
right?
Ingredients are found across the world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so interesting. What's the craziest thing? Can you think off the top of your head fast like that?
No.
Okay.
No, it's like absolutely fascinating to study like where certain foods are eaten, why they're eaten, for if they have
history.
Like food history, like how to write menus, how to do inventory. Part of what we did was, because there were other students in that type of program, myself and one other student actually ran a small kitchen to feed these students. There were like maybe 50, 60 students in this program. That was like in my junior year of high school. That
sounds incredible. And that's out in Pennsylvania.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Why do we not have that in New York? We could make it from one. We're going to talk to Jessie at CKCA. I'm not sure if Jessie's listening right now, but I'm going to be having a little chat with you later. This is brilliant. This is really a very clever concept.
I was really blessed to have this opportunity.
Okay, so from there, where did we go next?
I was also working in restaurants at the same time.
Okay. Honing your skills.
Right. I started at the bottom line. You always have to, you have to work your way up.
Start as the pot washer.
Exactly. The waitress, the pot washer, work your way up. I did that till I was about 21.
Okay.
About 20, 21, somewhere in there. Became more religious, got married. But cooking was always part of my life.
Okay. Like, besides just being a from mother, you really took I feel like I was the same way. Like, we cooked in the beginning when I first got married out of necessity, and then it became like our passions. Well, exactly. For you, clearly, it was much earlier on in school. I did not go anywhere near my mother's kitchen, which I was really sorry about because my mother's such a good cook, and I wish I would have spent all that time helping her prepare Shabbos. Mummy, I'm really sorry I didn't help out, but I'm good now, right? I help my mum out all the time, and she helps me. And
I really feel like, but if I hadn't gone to cooking school, I would not have been prepared to make Shabbos or Yom Tov. Because it's just so many dishes over such a short time.
Right.
So I feel like that really gave me the groundwork.
Right.
For that.
I wish I had helped my mother, as I said, but because it was trial by fire. Is that the expression?
Yeah, sounds right.
I get married. We got married in Australia. We come after Sheva Bracha back to the US. We came back to our Lower East Side apartment. Started off right here in Seward Park on the Lower East Side, and it's like, wow, Shabbos. Okay, I can do this. And you know what? I've been doing it ever since for 20-something years. So,
right.
You just got to throw yourself in there. But some people don't like it so much. They do it because it's a necessity. But when it becomes your passion, we're so lucky, right? And then our families become so lucky.
Yes.
Okay, so you started this blog, and now you've gone into something a little bit more, right? The chocolate.
Yes.
How did this all come together? What people will ask me this all the time, and I'm sorry, I'm changing a little bit the question. People say to me, food or dessert, because there is that distinction.
Yes.
Right?
Most people are either, they say it's either cooking or
baking. Yeah, that's what they say. Cooking or baking.
There's a very big distinction.
Cooking.
For me, I feel like the distinction is not so distinct because I do a lot of cooking. If you look on my blog, you'll see that I do a lot of cooking. I have a very strong cooking background. But at the same time, I really don't bake. I have maybe one recipe for bread, one recipe for cake. But I love to work with chocolate.
Okay. Can we I know we're going to sample some chocolates. Should we talk about the chocolate now?
Sure.
Okay. So we're going to talk about chocolate and we're going to sample chocolate because I said chocolate's all around us now in February. I kind of feel like across the world, it's flowers and chocolate, and we're going to celebrate chocolate right now because
chocolate's good anytime.
And chocolate's good anytime. But you know what? On these really cold days, there's nothing like a hot chocolate to drink or just to have a bite of chocolate. I kind of feel like it warms the soul. There must be a bit of history behind there. I don't know if you know from the top of your head or anything.
Well, I mean, there have been scientific studies that say that, there's like serotonin and a little bit of different things like this in chocolate that just gives you that feel-good boost. Like when you feel down and you just want a piece of chocolate, well, that's the kind of like your body saying, give me some chemical and help me feel better.
Right. And it's kind of like, I'm putting in air quotes, chocolate is natural and,
Yeah. Like there's some people, like there's a thing that's going around on Facebook and people always send it to me.
Healthy.
Chocolate is a salad because chocolate comes from a tree and trees have leaves and leaves are salad or something like this. And I just think it's so funny.
A chocolate beans are healthy, aren't they?
Exactly.
Yum. Well, anyone who's ever gone to Hershey Chocolate World and taken that tour, when you sit in the chocolate bean and it takes you around and gives you how chocolate is made. I love that. We do it every time we go.
I've never done it, but it sounds fascinating.
You've never been to Hershey World?
No.
Okay, we are so going.
Okay, road trip.
All our listeners, okay, we are going to go. And they may even be open in the wintertime, just the Chocolate World part, not the amusement park.
Very nice.
But let's go in the summer, and then if not, we're going to go Sukkot. You'll come with me, my family. We'll go Sukkot time. Deal?
All right, deal.
Okay, we're gonna shake on we're going to pinky swear it now that we're going to go. I want to be, oh my gosh, I happen to love Hershey Park because I happen to like chocolate. I do like, I'm not cholesterol, so I do like Godiva. That is one of my favorite chocolate brands. But I cannot wait to start with your chocolate.
Okay.
Okay, and I did have some last night. Let's talk about quickly our bloggers party that we went to.
Okay, that was an absolutely fantastic good time.
Yeah.
It was for J Create with Abby Wolin, and there were a few bloggers there. It was just really a fantastic time.
There were a few bloggers there, and it was really just to talk. Really, they had activities, which I could not stay for. They had activities like crafting activities. It was mainly about people who do craft, Jewish craft. They invited me because, I've been, Abby has been the guest on our show here at Table for Two quite a few times.
And so has Melinda Strauss.
And Melinda.
And
Chani, Busy in Brooklyn, Applebaum from Busy in Brooklyn. And they invited me to come and talk about, the show, talk about the show. And I wanted all the ladies to come on as guests as well, because they're not only, they're food bloggers, they're also creative in the food and with craft. So it was a lot of fun. I thought the really cool thing was the apple pretzel-tini. Breezy.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
Very clever, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to describe it to everyone. It was a pretzel-tini. Okay, it was in a martini glass. Breezy Schwartz made them. So what she did was she took at the top of the martini glass some vanilla frosting, and then she crushed up pretzel. So the rim had vanilla frosting, and then she took crushed up pretzel and dipped upside down the glass, so the pretzel stuck to the vanilla frosting, and then she made a mixture of salted caramel vodka with Frangelica. It was 2-to-1, 2 vodkas to 1 Frangelica, and it went in the glass. I can't remember my own name half the time, but I remember this recipe because it had alcohol in it, and it was really yummy and really pretty. I'm actually going to try to post a picture of that on Instagram as well. But that was a lot of fun, and of course there was all this chocolate bark. I'll say it like an American, chocolate bark. You're listening to me because of my accent, right? So, and then you were so kind to have Melinda Strauss from Kitchen Tested bring it over to me.
Yes.
And then I thought it would be so nice to bring it over to my engineers in the studio today. And we'll leave some for Nachum and Miriam also. Okay, so let's talk about this chocolate bark.
Okay.
I'm just going to, for those of you who are in front of a computer, you can go onto YouTube to the Nachum Segal Net channel. I got it down, ZK. And you can click on and you can watch the show as well. So we have this delicious chocolate bar. So I'm going to hold it up for the people that are watching. But can you describe what this is?
Yes, it's dried cherries with toasted walnuts. Then I put a little bit of vanilla extract on, and then I toasted them in the oven, so they get a little bit of vanilla flavor with that. And it's on semi-sweet chocolate.
Semi-sweet chocolate. I did notice there were 2 kinds of chocolate there, right? But it was all semi-sweet?
No,
it was all the same?
all my bark is the same.
Okay. I'm just going to hand some over to my friends over here, the best engineers on the planet. Okay. All right. So, okay, now let's open up some of these.
Okay, so these.
We bought some different samples because Sarah actually sells her chocolate.
Right.
Okay,
so
good. It's parf. I know.
I'm getting the thumbs up. Thank you so much. So these are.
Rustle of the papers.
Right. These came from an event that I did with Chef Ari White at the Buy It, which is the Hebrew Institute of Riverdale.
Okay. Big shout out to Ari White. We're big fans
absolutely.
of yours.
Like 2 thumbs up, major shout out, and bring home the kosher bacon for us at the barbecue showdown. There's like some sort of a barbecue showdown with like
when?
Not that far away, I don't think.
We have to find out about that. We got to get those guys in. Barbecue showdown in like February with snow around us?
Yeah, basically they're like, it's a whole competition of all these different barbecue people.
Kosher?
Kosher, and I think maybe not kosher also. And I know that he's participating in this. And
we have to get Ari on the phone.
Basically, I follow Chef Ari. I think that what he does is absolutely amazing. Like, he just goes his own way, and
there is nothing like this in the entire planet Earth, what he does.
Not exactly like his.
Kosher,
no.
like kosher.
Not exactly. There are a few people who are up and coming, but
right? Yes,
he's
number one.
He is the number one pit boss. Kosher barbecue. He does pop-up restaurants, street festivals, fundraisers for different shuls. He also has Gemstone Catering, which is like the more formal, higher end. And I love the fact that he has his more formal and then he has his let's just, get down and casual.
Yeah.
So
I like the get down and casual. I like formal, but I like down and dirty with the sauce dripping off your face.
Exactly.
From
and
his brisket.
Sweet Life chocolate is also very much like that. Like I make chocolate marshmallow. Okay, to be kosher, it's a chocolate marshmallow treat, but everybody who's ever eaten it has called it chocolate marshmallow crack because everyone who's ever tried it has become addicted.
Sorry for that big laugh there, but that's hilarious. So can we tuck into this?
Absolutely.
Let's pass around that chocolate. I'm sorry, our listeners at home cannot eat it right now because we can't put it through the microphone, but you can
So
order
what
it.
happened was I made a huge run at the Hebrew Institute of Riverdale.
That's where his kitchen is.
That's where the event was.
It's under Hashgacha.
That was under Hashgacha. It's under Starkei Hashgacha, which is very excellent. And I have a limited amount still left.
Okay.
From the event in these pre-sealed packages. They're sealed with the Hashgacha right on the front. Can't miss it. Available for Purim.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
They're $2 a piece.
$2 a piece for this gourmet chocolate. You're getting it for a steal, peeps. Okay, let's open it up.
Okay,
I'm so excited.
Okay, so this is the chocolate marshmallow treat, aka chocolate marshmallow crack.
Okay. The rustling of the paper. Okay.
So here you go.
Okay.
It doesn't look so pretty anymore, but it still tastes delicious.
That looks amazing. I'm going to try to describe for everyone. You got chocolate on the top and chocolate on the bottom. It's like a bar almost.
Right. It's 2 layers of tempered chocolate.
I'm going to talk about that, what tempered chocolate is in a minute.
And inside is, this is really insane. It is peanut butter, marshmallow fluff, chocolate chips, and pretzels.
Okay.
And it's finished with a little bit of Dead Sea salt.
Dead Sea salt. Oh my God, from Eretz Israel. Okay.
One of the things
you talk while I take a bite.
Right. One of the things that Sweet Life chocolate is about is taking the very best that's available on the kosher market and making it into delicious treats and candy.
It's amazing.
Oh my goodness. Thank you very much.
It's so good. So I would never eat a peanut butter sandwich in my life.
Okay.
I'm not a peanut butter person, but I do eat it in desserts. Like I know Le Marais makes a peanut butter bomb, or they used to have been there in a little while. They're like a bomb of chocolate, which is like a dome with chocolate on top. They call that a bomb. This is amazing. I love all the textures coming together. Is there pretzels in here? No.
There are pretzels.
There are pretzels.
There are pretzels. There are peanuts. There are chocolate chips. There is peanut butter and marshmallow fluff. This is like one of the most like.
This is really outrageous.
Yeah, I'll say that's definitely one of the more outrageous things that I make.
Wow. Okay, this is really good. I'm just going to put that on a tissue. Okay, it's good. Like last week, ZK and I were flashing at 9:49 something in the morning when we had lamb chops at my house for our anniversary show.
Oh, that sounds so good.
We did the home edition of our show, Table for Two at Home. So let's just pause for a little station break before our show is almost over. This is Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. We haven't had time to come up for air. Our show has been sponsored by Abelson Hyman Meats. We taste better, the most incredible hot dogs you will ever find. So, this has been a really great show. We got a couple more minutes that we can talk about food and chocolate. I'd like to do the What's for Dinner segment with you for a recipe sponsored by our friends at Gourmet Glut Emporium out in Cedarhurst.
Okay.
So can we do a quick chocolate recipe? We were talking about doing something cool that a parent can do at home. We've had all these crazy snow days, and they say it's not over yet. We may have more snow ahead of us. There might even be snow tonight.
Okay, so I think that the easiest thing to do at home is...
And think snow day. I'm putting her on the spot. We did touch a bit.
Right, so I'm thinking like a chocolate bark because you could really have a lot of fun with it. It's, chocolate bark is basically where you melt the chocolate down and you spread it flat on a parchment or a silpat, and you can decorate it with, you can top it with whatever you feel like.
Right, like at home, you're at home on a snow day with kids. Gourmet Glut has a very large selection of chocolate chips. Mm-hmm. So you can take those, melt them down,
I would say that it's better to use like the baking bars of chocolate.
Baking bars, not chocolate chips.
Not chocolate chips.
Really? Is it okay? Why in general?
I know that there's a scientific reason for it that I can't remember
Okay.
at the moment.
Okay,
but,
okay, no problem. Okay, so we're using baking bars. Is there a favorite brand that we use?
I use Alpros.
Me too. I buy it in Comic Club.
All the ingredients that I use for selling my chocolate are all Hasidische Hechsherin.
Yeah.
OU and better, as I like to say.
Okay.
Not that anything is less.
Right,
but,
I understand. We love OU. OU's good.
But if it's me personally making chocolate, like for my family, I'll use Callebaut.
Callebaut, excellent. Callebaut. And it's usually buy it in big chunks, and they break it down for you in Brooklyn.
Right.
At
So
the
I would go to
Peppermill.
the pepper mill, and I would buy it either in like a 1 pound block or a 5 pound block, depending on what I need
5 pound
it
block
for.
is huge.
Yeah.
I usually buy little wedges of it wrapped up, and they put the weight price on it.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they have it at Le Chocolat in the 5 towns also. I'm not sure.
Probably. I've never been there, so I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I'm going to check those guys out. Yeah.
But it's amazing therapy. If you're ever like really upset with something, you just grab a 1 pound bar of chocolate and just take your knife and just chop it really fine, and you'll find that by the time you're done, you're not so upset anymore.
That's great. I like that. Chocolate. So I've actually taken Callebaut chocolate. I've ground it down. I've melted into some milk for hot chocolate. I've done it
Absolutely.
a natural rather than using packets. So let's go back to our What's for Dinner segment. So we've melted chocolate with the kids. Double boiler, which is
That's what I do.
You take a pot of water. You put a non-reactive heat-proof bowl on top. Of that, and you put the chocolate in the bowl so it stays clean and dry. Do not get your chocolate wet.
No, oh gosh.
I learned that from Stacey Siegel, Nakum's wife. Shout out to you, Stacey. You taught me that many, many years ago. That not to get your chocolate wet, and then you just and then you stir it the whole time. It only takes a couple of minutes. The steam is melting the chocolate.
Right, exactly. And you don't even need to stir it until it's completely melted. What you can do, there's actually 2 different ways that you can temper the chocolate. One is where you put in all your chocolate at once.
Okay.
And you wait until it's about 2/3 of the way melted. And then you just shut off your steam and just
Continue to stir. And this is tempering?
This is tempering.
Oh.
The other way...
I get asked that a lot, how to temper chocolate.
Right.
I'm never sure.
The other way is where you put in only 2/3 of your chocolate, melt it down completely, take it off of your fire, add the last 1/3 of your chocolate, and then just stir it.
And why does that make our chocolate better?
What that does is when the chocolate is melted, there are certain fats that are in the chocolate that get broken down in the melting process. But in order to temper the chocolate, you need them to melt and then reform. And it will only do that like within a certain temperature range. It's like between like 96 and 98 degrees or 95 degrees, something like that. So what you want to do is you want to melt it down. You're going to raise the temperature to melt it, and then you're going to cool it. It's called seeding the chocolate.
Okay, never heard of that.
So you're going to, when you add the chocolate that's not melted to the melted chocolate, you're lowering the temperature naturally to where it needs to be. Okay. Basically, your chocolate is tempered when it's actually a little bit thick and it's really shiny, really glossy. That's what you're looking for.
Shiny, glossy, fresh chocolate. Okay,
Absolutely.
Where's the best way to store chocolate?
I
have one package of Trader Joe's Parva chocolate chips in my house still. And when they became milkshake and they had a whole petition.
Right, yeah.
I have one package left. I think it's spoiled now, right?
No, chocolate can actually last quite a while as long as it's kept in a good condition.
What are those cool conditions?
In a place that's cool and dry. I wouldn't say a refrigerator. I wouldn't say a freezer.
Like a basement, coolish basement?
I would say so.
Okay.
You want to keep it away from other things because it can actually pick up odors over time.
Oh, interesting. Very tightly sealed. So in our melt, we keep going back and we diverge a little bit. I'm going to bring it because I want to close the recipe out from our What's for Dinner segment with. You could probably throw in Mike and Ike's. Or you could probably throw in M&Ms or nuts or craisins.
You could.
Anything that you find at home, maybe even chopped up fresh fruit even would be funky to throw in there.
You could, if you're going to eat it right away.
Right. Yeah, of course. I mean, who wouldn't want to eat chocolate right away?
Right.
Especially you're home, it's a snow day, you've made your
you
chocolate
just
bar.
want to be careful with fresh fruit because sometimes the different acids from the fruit could react with the chocolate.
Interesting. Okay.
So normally you deal with like dried fruit. You can maybe like soak it in a little bit of a liqueur or a little bit of a liquor to give it a little extra flavor, and then dry it a little bit.
Would that affect the kids? You know, because we're making.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're making this for the kids.
We're making this for kids on snowy days or Sundays.
Only use a little.
Only use a little. But or bashishim, they'll never notice.
Yeah, exactly.
While your 4-year-old's walking around in circles.
You can use all sorts of different things to put in there: dried fruit, dried nuts, chocolate chips.
Chocolate chips in the chocolate.
Sure, why not?
You'll give it a nice texture, right?
Right, like crunchy stuff.
Crushed up pretzels.
Marshmallows. Toasted coconut. Almonds. Peanuts.
Find your inner chef and make your fabulous chocolate bar.
Basically, chocolate bar, in a way, is sort of like a clean slate, like a clean palette, and you can decorate it how you want.
Okay. It's great. I've learned so much about chocolate. I didn't know some of these technical terms. I just want to we've got about 2.5 minutes left. Sarah gave me this little present. I'm just taking off the ribbon. And she gave me this. Let's just talk about this chocolate because it looks incredible. We've got about 30 seconds to talk about this. Look how gorgeous. I wish you could smell it because it has such great aromas. It's white chocolate.
It is spiced white chocolate with toasted pistachios and dried cranberries.
Oh my gosh! And this is milchik, so that's
is milchik because it's chalav Yisrael.
Oh, fantastic! I love milchik chocolate. Okay, I'm going to eat that after the show. So we've had a great show today. We heard from Mason and Marg, and we had you in the studio talking about chocolate, and
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate you coming in this crazy, insane winter that we are having, and especially on a Friday. We are going to be I'm going to be in Gourmet Glatt next Thursday for a live cooking demonstration from 2 to 5. I'd love everyone to come down and join me. I will also be the following weeks in Teaneck and where else? Teaneck and
you said in
Teaneck
Brooklyn.
And Borough Park, the Gourmet Glatt in Borough Park. Wow.
So you're going to be in my neighborhood.
Yeah, so you should come down and chocolate and fish. That might be nice.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, bring your camera. So I hope people can join me. All the shows will be from 2 to 5. You can go onto my website and or join my newsletter, and you'll find out how to see those shows. So it's been a really great show. Next week, okay, you waiting for this? It's got to be Jay and Seth here in the studio. We're going to have a salami and wine pairing. And we're going to get a Kosher Food and Wine Expo 2014 roundup of what's going to be there and what we can expect and what restaurants will be there by our marketing director, Jay Buxbaum from Royal Wines, and, of course, our Abels and Hyman sponsor, the president and owner of the company, Seth Levitt. So we look forward to having him on the show. So thank you very much for listening. Everyone, please join us right up until Lich Benching on the Nachum Siegel stream. We're going to have music sponsored by our friends at Kedem. So stick around, enjoy. Wishing everybody a safe, dry, warm, non-snowy Shabbat Shalom.